Hello and welcome to the Sports Centre here on the Jubilee campus of Nottingham University. It's BUCS Big Wednesday and we have the big final to come. It's 10 minutes away and it's Durham University versus the University of Essex, the men's championship volleyball final. Myself, Pete Selby, in the commentary box alongside John O'Bell. We are celebrating 100 years of British University with BUCS Big Wednesday. The second year in a row that Nottingham are the returning hosts, and they have looked after us very well here on campus. Let's find out more about the University of Nottingham. Plenty on offer at Nottingham University. The two sides are currently going through their warm-up. Very vigorous warm-up as well. We have the purple shirts of Durham and we have the black with the red trim of Essex. Now, it could well be a Durham double. The women's side won their championship match earlier on today and Durham will be looking for the Durham double. The purple shirts going for victory. Whoever is the winner, it will be a new winner of the championship. Northumbria, the defending champions, are not in this final. It's been a smashing day on campus. Big BUCS Wednesday has been a revelation. BUCS Big Wednesday at Nottingham University. There's been 14 sports all around campus, from water polo to fencing to table tennis, lacrosse. There's plenty that's been happening. Lots on the live stream as well. There's still plenty going off as well, so you can find live action and look back on the live stream on YouTube. Get in contact with us. BUCS Big Wednesday. That is the hashtag, using social media, of course. You can search us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We are at BUCS Sport. Tell us where you are watching, who you are cheering on, using that hashtag BUCS Big Wednesday. It's been a big Wednesday. We've had some tremendous finals and we've got another one only a minute. So I introduce my co-commentator, Jonathan Bell. And Jonathan, you've seen some sporting events all around the world. Now, volleyball, talk about high impact, high action. And just from the warm-up alone, I'll be absolutely shattered.
Yeah, these two teams look really pumped up for this one, judging by the warm-ups. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Nottingham. The crowd as well, certainly fired up for this one as well. You consider two teams, one coming from the northeast, one coming from the southeast. They've had to come a considerable distance to be here in Nottingham tonight. But, of course, it's been a season-long journey as well, going right back to September. And this is where it concludes today. Will it be Durham? Or will it be Essex? And as you say, Pete, it will be a new winner on the trophy.
Yeah, it will be a new winner. They've had a journey to get here. We'll just talk about their route to the final, quarter-final for Essex. Now, there might be a few here on campus who will remember their quarter-final where they beat Nottingham University's first by 3-1. And then they beat last year's champions Northumbria by 3-0 in the semi-final. But for Durham, they finished top of the BUCS Volleyball Premier League North. 10 out of 10 record for Durham. And they swatted aside Oxford without conceding a set. And they did the same against East London first in the semi-final. Again, 3-0 was the result. And I'm not going to say that they are the favourites, but just looking at the records alone and the stats, then they possibly would just edge them out if you are a complete neutral and maybe new to the game. There's many campuses all around the country who will be tuning into this live stream. Maybe it's being broadcast in student unions around the country, around the British Isles. Don't forget, BUCS Big Wednesday. Many universities would have had teams in many different sports, maybe just the one team in one sport cheering them on, and they've logged into these live streams. It's one of the later sports, this men's championship final, and the start is only 5 minutes away. Many thanks to our sponsors and our partners from Cookery and Outgoing. Without their help and support, events like BUCS Big Wednesday cannot take place. And we can hear the music's being turned up. Master of Ceremonies, Mark Perkins, a friend to both myself and to you, Jono. Also a friend to the game of volleyball. He will be directing the events from the umpires table. All the umpires just shaking hands with the officials who will be on court. And plenty of music, plenty of noise, as Jono said. Looking at the crowd, there's many signs once again. Now the two benches, once again the purple of Durham and the black of Essex. Most of the signs have been made of purple card. They are from Durham. But Essex, there's a few vuvuzelas which are being used by the Essex crowd, and the noise has been turned up. The men's championship final, one of the later events, so everyone's been pumped up for this all day. There's people filtering in from sports all around the campus. They've realised there's still one final to take place on BUCS Big Wednesday, and it's here at the Sports Centre on the Jubilee campus, just slightly away, maybe a kilometre or so from the hub of all the sports, and the crowd are absolutely piling in to the Sports Centre. Players being announced. Durham University. Ben Sebastian, he's got them black leggings. It's going to get very warm in here. There's Ben Cohen. Number 3, Zachary Felial. 17, Madison Hayden. Just realising he's got to walk onto the court, Kevin Owens. Libero number 3, Zachary Felial. And here we have the University of Essex. The crowd welcome him onto the court. Number 14, Mark Polska. Number 2, Mark McLaughlin. Number 3, Ryan Vorder. Noise is absolutely deafening. Toby French, number 10. Can hardly hear them being announced. Number 12 is Brandon Surname, one of many Americans on the side. We'll highlight a few of them as we go along. Harlan King is the libero who will be starting, and then we'll introduce the rest as we go through this first set. Best of 5, first to 25, and if it ends in 2 sets all, it'll be first to 15, the winner by 2 clear. Use that hashtag BUCS Big or Wednesday. Tell everyone that you're watching the volleyball. It's the men's championship final. It's the black of Essex against the purple of Durham. Looking forward to this one, Jono.
Yeah, certainly am. And as you mentioned, how the two teams have got to this stage, Pete, here at the University of Nottingham. Of course, Durham not conceding a set in the knockout stages en route to the final here in the East Midlands. Same with Essex as well in their semi-final against the reigning champions Northumbria. So it certainly is going to be a pit of 2 very strong wits here. And Essex getting the first point. And Essex as well, featuring the former Olympian, number 14, Mark Plotsia, as well. I'd say he's the man with the tash, but we hear that all the Uni of Essex team have been told to have a tash for this one this afternoon, but no particular reason.
No particular reason. £20 fine is apparently the punishment. To be fair, there's some absolutely dreadful efforts, you have to say. We don't have to mention their names, you can see for yourself. First real live point of the match. Loose block out of the nets, and we are 1 point each here. Early stages, there'll be nerves for both teams. Many of these players would have played in front of a big crowd. Very noisy as well, and hardly hear yourself think. Service is long. Eduardo Zado with the serve. It's going to be number 3 now for Essex. Ryan Vordera, who will serve. High toss, good deep serve, picked up well. And a quick spike at the net, well blocked. Recovery by Durham. Delicately done. Good defensive by the purple shirts. Just helped over. And too much power. 3-1, Essex lead.
Well, of course, important to get a good start early on, but you do feel this game has got all the makings of going the distance tonight, Pete. Don't know what time this place closes here at the Jubilee campus, but it could be a 5-setter. We've not seen too many of those in the BUCS Championship so far this year, but at the moment, Essex making the inroads in the first set.
Yeah, a good point there for Essex. Tremendous spike by Madison Hayden, but it was picked up by Essex and put away with some authority as well. Mark Plotzier had the easy opportunity. That's long. Appeals from Durham. They're not too happy. The flag went up by the official on that baseline. Ryan Voidale will carry on with his serving. 5-1, a good start here by Essex. Helped by a net there. This time Plotso goes for the delicate option. And it's the same result. 6-1, Essex lead.
Yeah, another error there from Durham, and it's certainly safe to say that Essex are the ones that are settling into this one at the moment, and these points as well, the succession of points that Essex are getting is good news for Ryan Vorder, who's getting some good practice in with his serve at the moment, really trying to perfect that.
Point on the board there for Durham, much needed as well. This time it was Hayden again with the spike at the net. 2 or 3 opportunities in that run of points for Essex. They were well defended, and it's going to be Hayden himself to serve for Durham. Trying to be put off by the horns of the Essex crowd. And one person that wasn't put off by those horns was Valdera. After all the serving, this time it's a smash at the net. And it's 7-2, just the advantage that Essex would have been looking for early on.
Yeah, it certainly is, and a good combination of points at the moment for Essex. We mentioned the mistakes that Durham are making, but Essex getting a couple of winners in there as well. And there goes another one. Poached at the net by Essex, and they are tiptoeing here into a very commanding lead.
And what you want as a team going behind early in volleyball, you don't want to let a run of points turn into an avalanche. Already 6 points of deficit. That's a long serve. Serene just slightly carried away. Ben Sebastian with the serve for Durham. Speaking of a long, that was a good 3 foot long. Durham have just not got going yet. They've not really started. What can Plotsia do? It's a delicate serve. That's too long.
Well, they're claiming there it caught the fingers of one of the Essex defenders, one of the Essex blockers, and the official disagreed. And at the moment, those marginal gains are going the way of the University of Essex.
Point for Durham, 10-4 in favour of Essex. You do not want to be behind early on. You don't want it to be 10 points. It's just psychological. Many of the players will say that it doesn't really matter whether it's 9 or 10. Obviously, they want to keep it down if you're defending that. But it really does stick in your mind. 11-4 now to Essex. Serve into the net. And now a chance for Toby French. Wearing 10. 11-4, Essex lead. Good serve, well picked up. And a block at the net. The serve was backed up by Vodera. It's 12-4. Timeout called by Durham. They're in trouble in the first set. Many thanks to Cookery, one of our partners here on BUCS Big Wednesday. It's been a dream start for Essex. 12-4 they lead. The first time out was called by Durham. They just needed to gather their thoughts, start again, reset, go like it's 0-0. But they'll be looking down at Toby French, who's serving. That's landed just out. Well left by Durham. 3 point in theory. Biatangte, number 10. Swerving around the serve. One hand. Tay goes back, just helped over, keeping the ball alive.
Well, it's frustration there, isn't it, for Durham, because earlier on in that play, it's quite possible that the number 9, Ben Cohen, could have left that to go out. They were appealing that on the bench as well to let it go. But of course, sometimes rush of blood to your head means you're not thinking quite straight as you'd like. And he hit that over the net quite rashly there. Ultimately, he was the man that failed to defend it once it came back and stopped the point. So it's a 13-5 lead now for Essex. And Gaynor to serve.
Yeah, Gaynor to serve, who won the point with the spike at the net. Very tall, long hair. Good deep serve, needed stopping. That was pinpoint accuracy. And good reactions from Gaynor as well. At the rear of the court, moving out of the way. He's shown 3 facets of his game. Spiking at the net, a really good serve, and then the reactions and his sense of where he is on the course. His radar's working. And again, this time setting. Good block. Might be too difficult to keep in. It is. And at the moment, it's 15-5 to Essex. There's that 10-point advantage that I mentioned, Jono. They only need 10 more for the first set. And it's a bit of a steamroller at the moment. Gaynor again. This time put up on the left. 2-man wall, just getting half a block. And that's going to be a point to Durham. 15-6, Essex lead.
Well, it could be an important point that for Durham, because they did need a little bit of a break. And up until this point, they haven't got that. Essex have been getting those fine margins in their favour. And you just, if you're from a Durham persuasion, you want to see them have a little bit of sustained offensive pressure. At the moment, it is Essex in black throwing everything they've got at Durham, and they are the ones regaining that 10-point advantage, 16-6.
They need to go on a run, don't they, Durham? And they've just got that point, and then they give another one away. 16-6, 10 points. And the first set at the moment in the hands of Essex. A recovery mission here. Mission accomplished for now.
Well, it might be at a price as well. Possibly an injury here to Toby French in the corner, recovering that, clashing into the wall there. And that would be an awful shame if he was to miss out. At the end of that, his team didn't even get the point.
Yeah, it was easy for Ben Sebastian at the net, number 4, tall number 4 for Durham. Durham again in the purple, Essex in the black. And it's not looking good. In the recovery mission that I mentioned, it went deep to the top of your screen, into the corner, and just collided. I followed the ball actually back in towards the court. I must admit, didn't actually follow the player. He was too busy trying to keep up with the action. It's so fast in volleyball that when these things happen sometimes just off the court, you can just miss out the corner of your eye.
Yeah, well, there was a large cry, and you thought that was because Exeter had managed to, Essex, should I say, managed to keep it alive. But ultimately, it was because of the injury to French, and now we wonder, and we are none the wiser, if he will be able to continue. His coaches there, and his medical assistants as well, but he's still laying on his back. And the question here is if the game continues, because he is in that proximity with the bench and the court close by. And I think there may be a slight pause. Hopefully
he's maybe just rolled, maybe he's just trod on something, or there is a towel down there, maybe put one foot on the towel, and if it's just a sprain, maybe he could come back later on in the game, but it doesn't look good. If he's going to miss the remainder of the game, hopefully it's something that's just maybe a week or so. Unfortunate that he'll be ruled out for this game. In the meantime, back on court, 16-7 for the University of Essex, who have started like a runaway train.
Yeah, just a conversation going off camera there between the number 14 for University of Essex, Mark Plotzier, and the main official. And, well, smiles at the end of it, even though there was disagreement during it. But it seems like a diplomatic conclusion, and Durham will get it started.
Yeah, he's very, very experienced. Knows every single facility of the game, and we'll be delighted with that. Brandon Serene with the spike as his teammate just gets carried away there. We'll concentrate back with the action. 17-7, that's a 10-point lead as they approach the end of this first set. One dominated by Essex. Good deep serve, reverse set, and that's a good point for Durham. Madison Hayden on the right side. He's been the danger man for Durham at the moment. Many of the points coming from the right side of the court, either through Hayden with his blocks or from his spikes down the line or cross court.
Yeah, that was very well crafted, that from Durham, and I feel that's also the first time in this first set that they've done something that perhaps was a bit unpredictable, and it certainly called out Essex there. But once again, that lack of consistency, not enough back-to-back points for Durham thus far, and that sees them 18-8 down in the first set.
Yeah, we'll sing the praises of players, but we'll also say when they've gone wrong. And Ben Sebastian will not want to watch the live stream back for that minute anyway. It was a poor error at the net. Had plenty of space to aim into. And when you're 10 points behind in the first set, you can't afford any mistakes. Helped by the net this time. Delighted face of Pierre Tangte. There's 9 points in it. Substitutions being made. Off goes the aforementioned Ben Sebastian. Coming on to will be Gerard Lipscomb, who will now be serving, wearing number 5 for Durham. Durham in the purple once again, and Essex in the black. Essex 18, and Durham have 9. Spike well blocked. It comes down there on the side of Durham. Point to Essex. 10 points to gap once again. 19-9. Only 6 points away from the first set.
Well, this is shaping up nicely for Essex because they've now got near the net. The man mounted, Matt Gaynor, number 20, with the blonde ponytail. And he's been effective so far in this match when at the net. And again, a shade of fortune in that. You could say that's 3 in a row now. 2 for Essex and 1 for Durham. That one going to the former. And timeout has been called by Durham. Another one here as they look to try and turn this around. Mountain to climb. They are 20-9 behind.
Many thanks to our event partners, Cookery, who will be adorning the shirts of many at the University of Nottingham, the host university for BUCS Big Wednesday. 2nd year in a row that Nottingham has been the host, and they've done an absolutely smashing job. Just like the University of Essex in this first set. 21-9 they lead. Use the hashtag BUCS Big Wednesday. Tell everyone you're watching the volleyball. It's the men's championship final. And if you're down in Essex, well, at the moment, your boys are well on top in this first set. 21-9. They only need 4 more. And it'll be a rapid first set. And the majority of those points, Glotzia, who serves, has been at the forefront of those. A lovely angle spike at the net. That's a point back. Kevin Owens with the smash. Didn't have a lot to aim for. Right hand side. Got the angles, got the height. Now what can Durham do here? They've got to double figures. 21-10. Big high toss for the serve. Too high maybe. Ben Cohen just gets high fives all around from his teammates, but they're not the sort of high fives he wants. They were commiseration high fives. Only 3 points now for Essex to take the first set. 17-17. The spike at the net once again. Beertang Tape. Simple opportunity really. There was a big space right in the centre of the Essex court. And if he angled it right, it was a simple spike. Got it right and he gets the serve into the net. Very disappointing.
Yeah, and just off camera as well, looks like Toby French's game is over, just in case we weren't fully sure. He's got the ice pack at the moment in his left hand and he's just hopping across with the aid of a coach into the corner to treat that injury. So Essex without one of their main elements, but getting on with things just fine at the moment in terms of score. Durham getting a couple of points there on the boards, now 23-12. And I think getting points like this at the back end of a set gives them good hope going into the second. Or maybe not lost quite yet in the first, but it certainly looks pretty improbable that they will turn this around.
Sebastian Vorlitz comes the sub for Durham. And he might well be on the court when Durham concede the first set. 24-12. We have set points. Set point for Essex. Mark McLaughlin to serve. Crowd getting involved as they have done from the start. Big high toss. Serve just long by a foot. Really went for it with that serve. Why not when you're 12 points up and you have set points? And the block goes wide, so the point goes to Essex. And it's the point they need to take the first set. And the first set goes to the black shirts of Essex. They've had an injury, but they are one set to nil up in the championship final. A great start for Essex. BUCS Speed Wednesday cannot take place without our partners, Cookery and Outgoing. 14 sports taking place at our host university, the University of Nottingham. 52 fixtures taking place today. One of the final ones is this men's volleyball championship final. And a great start for Essex, winning the first set fairly comfortably as well from Durham. Toby French going off though with an injury, and is the only down point for Essex. Durham looking for the Durham double after the women's first team won their championship match earlier on against Northumbria in a rematch of their final from last year. Northumbria, the defending men's champions, not here in the finals. They were beaten in the semi by Essex, and it could well be that the champions-elect have defeated the champions in that semi-final, and at the moment they are by winning that first set.
Well, it says a lot about the strength of Essex, doesn't it, Pete? The fact that Durham have conceded a set for the first time in the knockout stages of BUCS this season. And we mentioned already that Essex came into this one on the back of a semi-final victory, a clean sweep against the reigning champions Northumbria, and they're certainly showing those sort of qualities needed to lift the title at the end of tonight. They lead by a set to nil, and they have served going into the second.
So changing ends, the black shirts of Essex and the purple of Durham. Well, commentary position, by the way, we are standing only a couple of metres to the left of your camera position, your main camera from this live stream. We're just to the left, so it's a very, very similar angle that we can view. And just like many of the crowd, we are both standing to watch this men's championship final. Now I know this might be possibly the most obvious thing you've ever heard, Jono, but a good start is needed by Durham in this second set. Yeah,
they picked up a few points at the end of the first, which may give them a bit of confidence ahead of that, and it looks like that's gone in, and it has, and well, it was quite cheeky there, I think, of Essex to try and claim that that ball had gone out, because it's quite clearly in.
Yes, it was Posse at the back. He, first of all, he had to calm down his teammates to say no, it actually dropped in, and it wasn't even close actually. It was a really good serve, just what we said actually Durham need. Very similar, just helped over. It's going to be the point for Durham now.
And that's not the first time either that Mark McLaughlin, the number 2 from University of Essex, looks around aghast there at the decision against him, and I think both have concerned him going over the net. And as much as we said Durham need a good start, it wouldn't be a surprise if Durham go
and win the first 10 points or get to a 10-point lead because they have that talent in their side. Yes, it's all Essex at the moment, but it can easily change. First point in the set for Essex.
Well, this is the first time in the whole contest, Pete, that Essex have had to come from behind. Of course, it's only a slim margin between the two at the moment in this second set, but things have gone their way so far. We will have questions posed to them, though, during this match at some point as to how strong their resolve is in coming from behind and battling through these tight points.
Lovely block out the net. One hand in the air by Brandon Serene. A tall number 12 for Essex. Essex didn't even need a timeout in that first set. They were so confident. Mark McLaughlin with the serve. Big high toss. Brilliant serve. Nothing that Durham can do. That's the serve of the match so far. And we'll do well to see it better.
Yeah, and Essex just answering that question I just said there as to how strong the resolve is. Easily coming from 2 points behind, the back in control now. And they'll be looking to extend the lead they've got. And of course, backed on the near side as well by the supporters parallel with them. And they've still got Lady Luck on their side as well, it seems.
When it's your day, it's your day. Straight into the net, but somehow it drifts over. Almost apologetically climbs over the net. There was so much power in the serve. That's what made it eventually drop over. But drop over it did. McLaughlin once again. He's going to go for power. Wild from McLaughlin, but he got a couple of points. Narrow lead, 4-3 for Essex in these early stages. Madison Hayden at the far end of the court, 17, another high toss. And this one's low into the net, just avoiding his teammates actually.
I think a couple of them puffing the cheeks out there. Sigh of relief that they didn't get smacked in the back of the head by that one.
I don't know whether they walked onto the court with a fade haircut, but they certainly got one from that whistle past their ears. Another good serve, this time well watched by Durham. Lovely set in the spike, just came off the net. Just took the power out of that. And the point goes Essex way. And once again, Plotzier had a lovely angle on that. Had the whole court ready to aim for. It was going to drop in. 6-3, Essex lead. Again, first 2-25. A good serve. Nice set here for Durham. And does that land on the line? In. It just landed on the line. Judge just right next to that with the best angle.
Yeah, the University of Essex coach as well, Alex Porter, agreeing with that one. Once again, his players turning round, having not seen the incident, saying that was out. He was like, nope, guys, it was in.
Yeah, point came really from the set. It was a wonderful setup. Just a little bit too wide there. Might still get the point, and they do. Slightly behind, but she managed to arch his back and get the ball the other side. Pierre Tang Tay showing how flexible he is. Turned that set into a decent opportunity, and he gets the point back for Durham. Currently, Durham 5, Essex 6. Ben Sebastian with the serve. It's that man again. Mark Plotzier. At the moment, it's a bit of a one-man show when it comes to points for Essex.
It is, Pete, and this second set's been very much nip and tuck, especially a contrast to the first set. But when you've got a man like the big number 14 for University of Essex who's able to just turn it on like that at the net with the spike, and it certainly puts you in good stead. And Essex at the moment just have that slim lead that they are now beginning to extend, and you can see the relief of getting that point as well on the court and in the stands and on the bench, because that now gives them a 3-point lead. It's the most they have had in this second set, just as Durham seem to be finding their feet.
Yeah, the American Ryan DeLong, first real involvement in his final. A wonderful block. 8-5 Essex lead. They're starting to pull away once again. But Durham, they're not going to go down without a fight. Lovely smash from centre court.
Yeah, this is certainly turning into a championship final now, isn't it, Pete? As we saw Essex really dominate that first set and looked as if they'd got into the groove a lot earlier on than their opponents from the northeast. But Durham now are showing a bit of bite and showing some of the qualities that have got them to this final.
Oh, miscommunication there for Essex. Drops over the net but wide. Point to Durham. They are behind by 7-8. Very close in this championship final. BUCS Big Wednesday. And one of the finals. Essex have the lead by a point in this set. But now it's all square. 8-all. They're one set up. The boys in the black shirt from Essex. But it's 8-all in this set. An awful lot closer. Can Ben Cohen back up that first good serve? He can. Perfect opportunity for a set here. Good smash, well blocked. Again, miscommunication at the net. Just drops the side of Durham. So point goes to Essex. 9-8, Essex lead. Wonderful serve again. That's his final so far. The headline writers are warming the ink up already to spell out his name. 10-8, Essex lead.
Yeah, and Essex will be hoping for more of the same there with this next serve, but there you go. Well,
commentator's curse, I think. There,
yeah, put the ink on hold, I think, Pete.
I think in the women's championship game, it said something very similar. And then the team I mentioned went on to lose the next 9 points. So, wonder if that happens again.
Well, there's an omen for Essex. But it won't be a case of deja vu. And the lead, once again, back safely in their hands. But they'll know, Essex, that Durham have got that capability of biting back. And a 2-point lead at this point is very slim.
DeLong with the point, and he's going to try and back it up with a good serve. 11-9 to Essex.
Well, it wasn't the greatest serve from DeLong, wasn't it? He tried to go for a bit more swerve rather than power on that one, and it was easy for Durham to gobble up and turn it from defence into attack, which they did with great ease. And now it's 10-11, and of course when they got to 10 points in the first set, it was Essex on 21. So they've done it 10 points quicker this time around.
Too long on a serve by Kevin Owens. Just giving away the advantage. You don't want to be doing that when you're behind. Yes, you want to go for the attacking shots. You want to put pressure on. Here comes Gaynor with the serve. Hayden goes for the delicate option, works out. Smashed it a couple of points before this time. There was 3 blockers at the net. Deceived them all. They all probably still thinking about the smash a couple of points ago.
Essex not managing the game as well as they were in the first set. It certainly seems the case, and that's encouraging Durham, because now it's Essex who are making the errors, and that's not something they were doing a few moments ago.
Potts here just apologising to his teammates. It was the wrong option really to go for power there from deep court. Better opportunity now in the net, maybe just still a yard or so away from the net, further away than he really would like to have been. I won't say 2 missed opportunities, I'd say possibly 2 maybe bad decisions by who has been the star man for Essex. And it means that Durham have just edged into the lead, 13-12. The Purple of Durham lead. Zardo with the serve. And Delicacy once again wins the points. Surname doing to Hayden what Hayden did to Surname only a few points ago.
Yeah, nonchalant, I think the word to describe that one there. Just a little flick over those blockers that were waiting anxiously at the net for a shot to perhaps lap up and smash down in return. But the big man managed to just place it exactly where he wanted it to. And it's 13-all. Beautifully poised, this.
Massive hang time at the net by Ben Cohen. And a lovely spike to finish. Cross court. 6 inches or so inside the line. A lovely clean point for Durham, who just once again edge clear. They are 14-13 in front. Into the net though. They can't back it up, 14-all, and I got a feeling these two sides might still be playing this set where both are in the 20s. This could really be the deciding set. Good serve, good pick up though, low. And wonderful network again. Ryan DeLong in defence has been exceptional in this set. 15-14 to Essex.
Yeah, you're right, Pete. He's a name that we've mentioned quite a bit in this second set. Just when Essex have been fighting it tough, they've managed to carve out some important points. And I wonder if Durham's number 17, Madison Hayden, will still be ruining that earlier poor serve that hit the net. Because that was some decent foundations there for them to build on. They've got a point there now, though, and a chance to maybe turn it around the second time of asking.
The ball there just catching the roof. Will go down as a point to Durham. 15-all in the second set. Essex taking the first by 25-13. Almost seemed like they won by further as well, the way it went. Nice simple opportunity there for Serdane, who got the job done with little fuss. Serene has taken his chances well, not always using power. In this final, the delicate option has, I'd say, been, in terms of percentage, has rewarded their team with more points. That serve is probably the strongest serve we've seen. It goes far, too far. Serene goes off. On comes King.
Well, looking at the crowd at the moment, certainly it's the Essex bunch that are a lot more animated than Durham opponents. They've brought the banners, Durham, and they've brought a drum as well, but we've not really heard much of that so far in this match. It's the Essex tambourine and the hooters as the ambience so far.
Yeah, I'm quite glad that drum's not completely in operation. I was at a rugby game recently, last week, and there was a huge drum directly below the commentary box, and well, I could still hear it days later. 17-all in this second set. First set going to Essex. The serve by Tang Tay. And a lovely point for Essex. And well, that man again, Ryan DeLong, it's been his second set in terms of his defensive work, but how he thread the eye of a needle there, really, through the hands at the net. 4 blockers, and yet DeLong somehow managed to get the point. 18-17 to Essex. Now this is trouble for Durham. Not only do they lose the point, 19-17 now to Essex.
Well, I wonder how significant it's going to be for Essex to get to that 20-point mark first. That is a big, big target. They're so close to it now. And DeLong with the serve, a bit more power on it that time from him.
DeLong continues, good block at the net. DeLong's going to try and set this. Does so, good set as well. And a better opportunity this time for Boccia, who missed out on a couple of spikes recently, but this time it was a better set. And timeout has been called. 20-17, Essex lead. So back with the action after the timeout. Many thanks to our partners, Cookery and Outgoing, sponsors of BUCS Big Wednesday. 100 years of British University being celebrated. It's our centenary. And University of Nottingham, who are hosting for the second year in a row, one of the founding 10 universities back in 1919. And they've hosted many sports today. One of the finals is this men's championship volleyball final. 2017 Essex lead. That's wild from Durham. And it's going to be another point. 4 now needed. 4 more to take the second set. And, well, if Essex have a 2-0 advantage, will that just be one mountain too far for Durham, who have not really found themselves behind in virtually any game this season. They get one back though. Good spike by Madison Hayden. Simple opportunity really. There was no blocker in front, and 18-21 the score in favour of Essex.
Essex will be hoping, Pete, that little patch we had about 5 minutes ago is their bump in the road, and that they won't face any more turbulence between now and the end of the match. Have Durham given as good as they've got, or they're saving it. They won't want to be saving it for the third set. Great recovery from them there. Shades of fortune in it. And that certainly was a lot more tactic behind that one, but the point already given for Essex, and Durham can't believe that. Wow.
Yeah, the sarcastic applause towards the umpire. Hands on the heads on the Durham bench. Substitution coming on for Essex to serve. Colton Smethurst, another American on their side. 22-18, Essex lead. That's wide. But there were no hands on that either. Now they're appealing. And it appears that the decision has gone to Durham. Well, I can say, Jono, that I'm sat, as long with yourself, directly behind that. And I have to say, I don't think that went near anyone at all.
Interestingly, it's the line judge on the far side who's almost shrugging his shoulders to the crowd. They'd say, well, I had to give it. But the official in the centre, the main man, seemed to have a better view.
Yeah, obviously the officials have a really difficult job, and it's not really my place to say that I've got a better view, but I'm right directly behind that. And I have to say, I don't think it got anywhere near. And I was in the motion of giving the point to Essex. Anyway, 19-22, Essex lead. Durham need to make the most of this opportunity. Eduardo Zardo with the serve. That possibly was going long, but kept in. And a point for Durham. 19-22 turns into 20-22.
Well, I wonder now if Durham have managed to nullify the threat of Mark Plotzier, because every time Essex is shaping up for a little decoy that sends it to the right side of the court, Plotzier tries to smash it down, and Durham now are able to return that. And once you get a handle on that, then you're starting to really strangle the strengths that Essex have got. But then they've also got a man like Brendan Saran as well. And now the 3-point gap has opened again. They are closer to winning this set than they are to their opponents. Big point coming up.
Essex 23, Durham 20. 25 the target. Big serve expected by McLaughlin. Big serve comes in. But a big smash of the net. Lipscomb gets Durham back in this. 21-23. Double bent knees on that spike. One for the cameras.
Unfortunately, singular rather than plural in this case.
Good serve as well. That's going to go into the officials. Well kept in. Just helped to the Essex side. And it kept in. And it's a point for Durham. Just shows you never give up. Even though you took out a couple of the officials. It's all smiles on the officials' bench. 22-23 in favour of Essex. But Durham with the serve. A real nail biter. Hayden with the serve. Into the net's port. It's not what Durham needed. It is set point, 22-24. Timeout called for Durham. Once again, our partners, Outgoing and Cookery. Head sponsors of BUCS Big Wednesday. Many thanks to our partners. Use the hashtag BUCS Big Wednesday. Get in contact with us via social media. Tell everyone that you're watching the men's championship final, and it is set points to Essex. They've already got one set in the bag. Can they make this set point count? Serve comes in. Opportunity for Durham. And again, nice and easy just to drop it over by Ben Sebastian. 23-24. It will be a serve for Ben Sebastian. Still set point for Essex. And there's the points that Essex need, and have taken the second set. Essex lead by 2-0. So back here at the Sports Centre on the Jubilee campus at Nottingham University, who are the returning hosts of BUCS Big Wednesday. We have the University of Essex 2-0 up against Durham, who are looking for the Durham double after their women's team won the women's championship final earlier on today. But they find themselves 2 sets down. And remember, of course, that Essex number 10, Toby French, was helped off the court after a nasty injury, after running to the far corner to try and pick up the ball and keep the ball in play, shall I say. And, well, he's been taken off. He's not really had an effect, though, on Essex, and they'll be playing for him. He's been helped off the court, but that close second set, it could really be the killer set. If Essex gets in front here in this third, it could really spell disaster for Durham. Trying to think of an angle for Durham, really, in terms of how they can back into this game. Blotzio's been scoring many points. The star player for Essex, number 14. Also, that second set, Ryan DeLong really got into that second set. And looking at the team of Durham, Tang Tae, also Lipscomb, Sebastian have all got involved at one shape or another, but at the moment, in all aspects of volleyball, it's all looking like a victory for Essex, and they've swapped once again, so Durham in the purple, shooting away from our position and towards is the black shirts of Essex. 25 is the score that you're aiming for, and it's best of 5, so if this set goes to Essex, they will win the men's championship.
Again, Durham ending the set with a bit of a flourish, winning 4 of the last 6 points, similarly to the first set. But it's about consistently doing it all the way through. And now it's not just a case of matching Essex, it's about bettering them as well. And that is a very difficult task. No one has been able to do that so far in this BUCS championship.
McLaughlin from the far end. That's gone long. That was a real opportunity for Durham, you have to say. They're going to get the point, though. It came off the hands of an Essex player. It was a real opportunity, you have to say. But they've got the point. Sometimes in volleyball, end of the day, the scoreboard is all that matters. All sorts can happen. But the one thing that's vital is that getting that point on the board. And they really do need a good start in this third set. There we go. Boom is the cry from Sebastian. And Durham have scored the first 2. Maybe the umpire, just having a word actually with Tang Tae, who is the captain of Durham. Maybe he's just having a word about the players. Don't quite know what he's mentioned. There was certainly a reaction after that point. Maybe just trying to get in the faces of the opposition. Why not? You're 2 down, you've got to try 1 or 2 things. Umpires will keep this under order. Tang Tae again. And a lovely block by Essex. Essex 1, Durham 2.
Essex certainly on a one-man team, are they? As this time around, it's Brendan Serrain that's coming to the fore. We mentioned in the first set a lot about Mark Plotzia, and in the second about Ryan DeLong, who's going to be Essex's main man in this third set. Who for Durham's going to come to the fore as well. Is that ball still alive? It is, and the official admits he prematurely called there. So are we going to have a rerun of that point? The referee puts up his hands and then his thumbs and apologetically says, yep, we will go again with that point.
Yeah, good job. It happened early on in the set. If it was towards the end of that second set, it could have been all sorts of bother. Serve coming in from Essex, taken by number 3, Ryan Vordera. Reverse set comes off the aforementioned Vordera, and Durham extend their lead 3-1.
It's an important serve this. A few mistakes have been made from Madison Hayden's serve so far. Hopefully this will be commentator's curse for him in the opposite direction.
Yeah, we've been infected with that curse today. Nope, we're all right.
I think he went safe with that one, and it punished his team because, of course, it was easy there for Essex to gobble it up and then go on the offensive. Just shows you though, doesn't it? You know, the marginal points, you've got to play safe sometimes, but at the moment Durham have got to be a bit more adventurous. Take the risks now. You're 2 sets behind.
Longhead Gaynor comes on for Essex. And his first job is can congratulate one of his teammates. A brilliant serve coming in. Serene with the serve. It's 3-all in this third set. 2 sets to 0 in favour of the black-shirted Essex side. Serene again. High toss. Comes off the top of the net, off the tape, and drops his side. He walks off with a bit of anger on his face, not too happy there. Thought that could easily go over. To be honest, he's quite unlucky. It hit the top of the net full on, and how it didn't roll over, I'm entirely sure. Sebastian, good dipping serve. Nice set though for Essex, and the block goes wide. It's 4-4. And it's going to be Blotzia who will now serve. Expect fireworks from the serve. Straight out of play. And it goes to Essex. I was just waiting for the umpire's decision there, whether it came off a hand of an Essex blocker. It didn't. It's going to have another serve. Just checking the net. 5-4 in front are Essex. Being encouraged by his teammates. Being clapped along by the crowd. Big crowd here from both universities. Straight into the net. Not happy, just wrings his hand in anger. Cohen with the serve.
Similar complexion in this third set to the second one, isn't there, Pete? And just like it was Durham and then Essex taking marginal leads in that in the early stages, it's happening again now. Fortune not on Durham's, unless Essex, well, that looked out to me, and Durham get the point. Not sure about that myself. Has that now been reversed? I'm not sure. Durham get the point. They're 6-5 ahead. Who'd be an official? No doubt that time.
Yeah, that one went out. We could definitely call that one, Jono. No worries about that. Gaynor getting involved at the net. It's going to be DeLong with the serve. 6-all. Use the hashtag BUCS Big Wednesday to get involved. Also, you can comment, as many are actually, on the live stream. Nice to hear from you. Tell us where you are watching this live stream, who you're supporting. Just being kept in now on the Durham side. And kept in well. They're going to get the points. They edge 7-6 clear in this third set, and they need to go clear because they're 2 sets to 0 behind.
Well, the annoyance for Durham will be that it's took them to lose 2 sets to really find their A game now, but they seem to be doing it. They have brought it now to this championship final, and really you wonder if they're playing with perhaps a bit more freedom, because they have nothing to lose now and everything to gain.
Serve coming from Lipscomb. Blocked at the net, kept alive. And it drops Durham's side. Too much power for the Durham blockers. 7-all in the third set.
Yeah, sometimes there's only so much you can do defensively there at the net if you're a blocker. Just look at the superior height that Essex have, and it's very, very difficult to combat. But Durham are still giving it what they've got. Morale seems high in the purple camp. Good encouragement still from the crowd as well, who for the most part you can hear rather than see, as the focus is on the court here at the University of Nottingham, on the Jubilee campus for this BUCS Big Wednesday. Volleyball Championship final, and what a rally this is, Pete.
Yeah, what a block there. The block went over the net. Now both sides are just scrambling to have a good set, and has that gone wide? No, it's gone just in. A remarkable block on the side of Essex. Just cleared the net, and both sets of players almost stood there and watched it drift over in disbelief. It then got quite scrappy. They're both actually having a bit of a chuckle amongst the two teams. Not really sure how that ended, how it did. Gaynor with the serve. Technicality here for Durham.
Out of formation, it looks like. Confusion between the players and the official, very
players
certain
and the officials
right.
just having a conversation, John, aren't they? Just to reiterate what the offence was given. It was a good serve in the end, actually, by Gaynor. It will be a point to Essex. 8-7, by the way, Essex lead. 8-7 in this third set.
Well, it will be 9 if this decision isn't overturned, and it's not going to be. Is there a change in score here? Yes, there is. 9-7 now to Essex, despite the protestation there at Durham, and it was quite prolonged as well, but in vain.
Gaynor with a serve. Perfect opportunity for Durham. Gaynor with a recovery mission. And he completes it again. Power again from Plotz here at the net. Too much for Durham. It's been the case throughout the course of this match. 10-7 for Essex, who are edging clear in this third set, which, remember, if they take, they will win the men's championship. Gaynor with the serve. Picks out Hayden. And then the spike at the net. Relatively easy point there for Durham. Well taken, though, by Kevin Owens, who will now serve. Yeah, good point there. Went in by a few inches. No need for the officials to be asked. No on backcourt for Durham. 11-8 in favour of Essex. Mark McLaughlin wearing 2, being encouraged by his teammates. Winding up a big serve. Catches the net. Hayden with the spike. Well blocked. And it lands on the side of Durham. It will be a point to Essex. Lovely block. Hayden there, not really with an opportunity with his spike. It was 4 men in front. Went for power. Might have been better just to drop it over. McLaughlin again, good serve. Hayden ready, but they ignore Hayden. This time they've gone for Sebastian. It's going to be the point for Essex. In fact, it was Lipscomb with the smash. And a timeout called. 13-8. Essex in front. Cookery Sports, one of our official partners here at BUCS Big Wednesday. Many thanks to Cookery. Many of the events taking place will have competitors wearing cookery gear. Without our official partners, events like BUCS Big Wednesday cannot take place. Celebrating 100 years of British University. Hope you're enjoying the live stream coming straight from the Sports Centre on the Jubilee campus at Nottingham University, and you'll be enjoying it if you're a fan of volleyball, especially from the Essex area. Maybe you're an alumni of Essex. Your boys at the moment are 13-9 up and also leading by 2 sets. Serve coming in from Durham. And once again, it's the power of number 14, Mark Plotzia, who gets the job done. 14-9. And when you've got that power, experience, and just all-round ability and leadership, it's a deadly combination.
Yeah, it's all getting a bit out of reach now, isn't it, for Durham? Slipping away from the fingertips. It was quite close in the second set at this stage, but Essex have got a smile on their faces, and they're just seeming to get everything going right for them. But Durham still alive. That possibility that they can knock a couple of points together, and if they can do that, then they're throwing the cats in amongst the pigeons.
Madison Hayden has been the bright spark for Durham. Plenty of the points coming from number 17. And he's got the opportunity to back up that spike with a serve. Big power serve as well. Two bites to the cherry for Plotzia. And it's on Durham weight. 14-11, Essex lead.
You can just see there how every single point is fought for by both teams. We've seen officials fall off chairs, players go off injured, all in a battle to keep that ball alive and get the point for their team, which makes it all the more frustrating when the serves go out.
15-11 for Essex. Essex in the black, the purple of Durham. Serve coming in from number 12, Brandon Serene, one of many Americans in the lineup for Essex. Big power serve, 2 men going for the same ball. But it's worked out for Durham. Can't be stopped at the back of the court. 15-12, the lead for Essex. Well, a soft point there really for Essex, something that Durham can't let happen. They're going to let points like that go by the wayside when they're 16-12 behind, 2 sets down. It's going to be very difficult to get back into the game. They need to make Essex work for every point. Need to take their opportunities. Big serve coming in here. Oh no, just taking plenty off that. Just keeping the ball in play. Spike goes wide. Just wide. Master of ceremonies Mark Perkins on the loudspeakers. 17-12. They are 8 points away from the title. Will Plotzia go for power this time? No, he tries the same tactic. Too much on though. It goes long. 17-13, third set. Now both teams celebrate. It's gone the way of Essex, just coming off the fingertips. 18-13. Serve will be coming in from 17. DeLong, who had a big impact in the second set. (17-17). Hayden with an opportunity. Good block. Is he going to have another on? It's another block, but it falls the side of Essex, so a point to Durham. Good spike at the net by Lipscomb. 18-14.
And Durham not a million miles away. They've got to just keep taking this 1 point at a time. If you look at it, for the whole mountain it is, and to win 3 sets in a row, it's a very formidable task. But cheap points like that given away, and Essex 5 points ahead.
Yeah, too long really on the serve. It's very easy for us to say, but when you're behind and staring defeat in the face, keep the ball in play, but then again, you've got to go for the points, haven't you? It's part of the game. That comes off the back of Polizia. How he's going to have another opportunity here. Could be the greatest setup of all time. Chance for a block at the net. That's gone very long indeed. And he's not going to reach that. Bit of a swan dive in front of the crowd as well. 19-15 in favour of Essex. 4-point set. Serving for Durham, Kevin Owens. That's a missed opportunity. He'll be unhappy with that. Bordera at the net with a good opportunity, but no, it was straight into the net. Another Owens serve. It's gone the other way this time. Has that come off the fingertips of Durham? No. Now they're appealing for this. I must admit, for me, it came off the fingertips and the decision has been reversed. It's gone the way of Essex. It certainly, for me, looked like it came off the fingertips. Yes, it's been awarded now to Essex. 20-16 is the score. So 4-point game, 5 more needed for the championship. McLaughlin with the serve. Wild serve.
Erratic, wasn't it? When you've got the championship just in your fingertips, you want to go out in style. That one out, and as you say, Pete, pretty wild.
(2017) in favour of Essex. 5 points needed. Can Durham get back in this? Great block at the net. They'll need another hit. Unfortunately for Durham, it's gone out of play. 21-17. I just wonder whether a timeout's going to be called at some point. We're getting to that stage of a set where normally there is. I'm keeping my eyes on the officials. No, we're going to play on. Bordera with the serve. Centre court. And that's a point for Durham. Good spike by Hayden. 21-18, Essex lead. Hayden will now serve. Press-up's being done on the bench of Essex. Wild serve. 22-18, 3 points away, Essex. Substitution coming on for Essex. Logan Sosovic, and he will serve. Sosovic replacing Serene. First impact is a good serve. Well kept in. And again. Sensational spike at the net. Ryan DeLong, and they celebrate like champions. They are champions-elect. Timeout called. 23-18 to Essex. Many thanks to our official partner, Outgoing, helping make BUCS Big Wednesday the fantastic event that it is. Plenty of live streams on YouTube. Just search for them. You can go back and see all the footage from today. 7 of the 14 sports being live streamed. Somehow it's kept alive. Essex side, opportunity for Durham. And they're going to get the points. That goes into the crowd. Good header in the crowd. It was Tang Tae with the spike. Once again, a change on the Essex side.
Starting to see some really good rallies now as well, Pete. Bit of a shame it took until the third set, but I think that's more testament to Essex than it is anything negative towards Durham, who just haven't been able to get a grip on this game so far. They've come up against a very tough outfit who are closing in now on the championship, and they're 1 point away after that.
We have championship point, 24-19 in favour of Essex. The crowd are standing up, the officials are standing up. I'm standing up in the commentary box as well. Championship point, 24-19. And guess who's serving? Mark. Well, it's who has done all the damage. Good serve. Smash comes in. Lovely pick up by Mark again. Spike comes in. Nothing he can do there. 24-20. Durham is still in this.
Well, Pete, the amount of phones that went down there in despair on the Essex side, they'll have to delete that video and start recording again if they want to capture that winning moment, which seems in touching distance now. But Durham have the ball in their hands and they will dictate the play on this point.
Tang Tae with the serve. Still championship point for Essex, 24-20. Serve is good. Plays it with the spike. And that goes wide. Wide of the post in the centre. And it will be 24-21 for Essex. Still championship points. Tang Tae again. Kept up by Durham. And that's gone wide. And it's the point that Essex need. They have won the championship by 3-0. University of Essex have dominated this final. There's nothing Durham could do. It's not going to be the Durham double in the BUCS. Big Wednesday. The women's team was successful earlier on today, but their men have been defeated by the University of Essex. 3-0. And it really was all Essex. Sets 2 and 3 were very tight, with Durham being in the 20s with their score. But it's going to be the black shirts of Essex celebrating tonight.
Good to see Toby French in amongst the celebrations as well, hopping along with the ice pack on his left foot. Of course, he was injured in the first set, which seems like an awful long time ago now. But commiserations to Durham. You have to commend the way that they got to this final. Faultless in the quarter-final, 3-0 against Oxford. They also blew East London out of the park as well by the same scoreline. But undone on the reverse side of it today in the championship final against an Essex side that ultimately, Pete, were just too good. Durham in the end showed a bit of the quality that's got them this far, but unfortunately took them a bit too long to get going. Full credit to Essex and their coach as well, Alex Porter, who's in amongst the team now celebrating. They are the champions of BUCS 2019.
And how they're going to enjoy this. They're enjoying it already. The team from Essex diving around the courts, and well, it won't be long until the medal ceremony takes place. The medal ceremony in the Women's Championship early on today. It was only a couple of minutes after the end of the game, so do stick with us on the live stream, and you can watch maybe the player that you've been cheering on from wherever you are in the world getting their medal, and then ultimately the MVP being awarded and the trophy being lifted. It's only going to take a minute or so. Master of Ceremonies down on courtside the friend of volleyball, Mark Perkins, will be taking us through that medal ceremony. And again, it won't take long. A comprehensive win in the final for the University of Essex, who dominated even without Toby French again, who went off with that injury. Fingers crossed he's okay and he can actually come and collect his medal. Can't quite see him out there at the moment. Debriefs on both sides currently taking place. It's been a fabulous day. BUCS Big Wednesday. You can have a look on YouTube. Type in BUCS Big Wednesday and see all the live streams today from hockey, football, basketball, netball, badminton, squash, and here at the Sports Centre in the Jubilee Campus section of Nottingham University at the volleyball, the women's championship final earlier on today. And of course this final we've just witnessed now. Check out the hashtag BUCS Big Wednesday and you can see all the action on YouTube from all the universities taking part and their reaction to either wins or losses. Also Facebook and Instagram as well. 14 sports, 52 fixtures on this fantastic day. And these championship fixtures, the top tier determining the best university in the country at their specific sport. And for the men's volleyball, it will be the University of Essex. Our event partners, Cookery and Outgoing, helping make this 100 years of British University BUCS Big Wednesday a fantastic success. University of Nottingham proud host for the second year running. One of the founding 10 universities, way back obviously in 1919, being 100 years. My maths A level of you, even I can work that out. Many of the sports were played over at the David Ross Sports Village, which is about a mile away from here, just over a kilometre. And at the volleyball, we've had plenty of supporters filtering in, especially for this evening game, maybe taking part or even watching other games all around campus, and they filtered in and made a really good atmosphere. Plenty from Durham, who saw their women's side earlier take the championship. Many of the purple signs being waved around, and there was a number of vuvuzelas being set off and horns. Also a tambourine as well. The big drum never really came to much, but I'm still fairly glad at. Players now just sorted themselves out. The medal ceremony only minutes away. We'll be back in a very short while with that medal ceremony, so stick around with the live stream because you don't want to miss your favourite players getting their medals. So back with the medal ceremony, just starting now. Once again, Master of Ceremonies is Mark Perkins, friend of volleyball. And I'll just hand down now to Mark, who's just starting the medal ceremony.
Firstly, a thank you to all our partners and sponsors who have supported this event. Cookery, ICT, Ashaway, and our hosts here at the University of Nottingham. Also, a massive thank you to the National Group of Volley and the Sports Advisor Group and members and all the volunteers for all of their ongoing support. Without you, this event would not be possible. Let's give them all a round of applause. Presenting the medals will be the chair of the Sports Advisor Board, Paul Hayes. So thanks must go to our match officials first of all. Your first referee, Pete Bayard, and second referee, Chris Joy. We now move to the medal presentation and the runners-up and silver medalists in the men's championship, and they put up a fight all the way through those 3 sets. Give them a round of applause. They are the guys from Durham University. They're captained by number 10, Pierre Tantay. The leader, number 3, Zachary Furrier. Number 4, Ben Sebastian. Number 5, Gerard Lipston. Number 6, Kevin Owens. Number 9, Ben Cohen. Number 13, Eduardo Zorro. Number 14, Owen Dix. Number 15, Ben Prisonary. And number 17, Madison Hayden. Your silver medal, ladies and gentlemen, in the men's volleyball BUCS championship final, they were Durham University. And now winners by 3 sets to 0 and champions, they are the University of Essex. Captained by number 8, Logan Rutledge. Libero number 19, Marlon King. Number 2, Mark McLaughlin. Number 3, Ryan Wanderer. Number 10, Toby Hopper French. Number 12, Brandon Stray. Number 14, Mark Butcher. Number 15, Chris Sullivan. Number 16, Colton Smethurst. Number 17, Ryan DeLong. Number 20, Matt Taylor. And number 21, Jake Webber. Your head coach and staff, please welcome Alex Porter, Colin Brownland, Dan Ailing, Thomas Trist, and Bailey Porter. Before we do the trophy presentation, we have the MVP. The MVP for the men's 2019 championship final here at the University of Nottingham goes to University of Essex. Number 14, the old man, Mark Butcher! Now, if I can invite Paul to now present the trophy to the champions of the 2019 BUCS competition. They are the University of
So the trophy being lifted by the University of Essex. They are the champions this year. The championship in men's volleyball has gone to the University of Essex, beating Durham by 3 sets to 0 from myself, Pete Selby, and John O'Bell. We hope that you've enjoyed this live stream. Check out the others that's taken part for this BUCS Big Wednesday. They're all on YouTube. We're going to go back and watch this final again. What a performance by the University of Essex. Good evening.
Good night.